Hey guys, and welcome back to Accident Gamers. Today we're gonna have a retro look back on one of my favorite games from my childhood, namely Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 Radical Rescue on the Game Boy. Let's get to it. What can I say about this game? There's not much to say about retro titles like this. I mean, they're pretty simple in design, but I think it's cool to mention that this game is a Metroidvania title. And that's pretty unexpected for me because when I was a child I played Ninja Turtles 2 and Ninja Turtles 1, and they were both beat-em-ups. This game was just a totally different experience for me, and I loved it for it. I didn't grow to love it as much as I do today until after a while, but really, it's a super game. One cool trivia is that this game, as it is a Metroidvania title, and made by Konami, actually had staff from Symphony of the Night working on it. And, I mean, that alone is actually worth playing this game because it's like a mini Symphony of the Night, and I love that. And if you guys are familiar with Metroidvania, the gameplay is very similar to those titles as well. What you do in this game is that you fight bosses, and then you gain new abilities. In this game, you actually rescue the turtles. There's 3 turtles to rescue, and all of them have their own ability. This ability you can use to access these new areas, but also you can get like access to cool power-ups and whatnot, like pizzas which you can stock for boss fights, and heart containers which you can use to extend your life. You start off with Michelangelo, which is arguably the best turtle. I don't think anybody else is as useful as he is, because he can float. Leonardo, on the other hand, can use his katanas to drill through the ground. Raphael can squeeze through tight spaces with his like going to his shell, retreating, and then he starts spinning around and walking forward. Donatello can climb on walls, and all of these abilities become useful at certain points in the game, and you have to switch around with all the turtles to actually keep progressing. I think the game has a pretty nice flow, but it is a bit on the linear side. And I mean, I do understand that because it is a Game Boy game and it's sort of limited. Really, it doesn't hurt the gameplay. It does just, I think it helps it if anything, because it has a nice flow. You fight a boss, it's very straightforward, but it's fun for it. I mean, I like it. So the gameplay is super fun, especially for a Game Boy game. I think it's pretty mind-blowing. The graphics and music, I think it's cool to mention that this game probably has like the most accurate representation of the Turtles theme in it. It actually sounds like, by note, exactly like the theme song, albeit the Japanese version of the theme song, where one note is slightly different, which I noticed as a child, and I thought it was sort of stupid because I really wanted a Turtle game with like the actual theme, not some remix. But hey, the other music is also really good in this game. I swear I couldn't stop singing these tunes when I was a kid, and I mean, it's still stuck in my brain. I can still like sing it for anybody who wants me to. The sprites are gorgeous, especially the character sprites. The background sprites, on the other hand, they're not bad, but they are repetitive. Like, all the tiles are repetitive. I think there's only 3 main areas you go through in this game, and that's like a grassy type area, there's a warehouse type area, and then there's like a cavern-like area. But it really doesn't matter. I think like the layout of the actual stage design is really nice. You have really hard enemies. I must say the difficulty in this game is quite harsh. Like, there's a lot of different enemy variations. You have enemies that jump at you like from the ground. They crawl on the ground, and so you have to duck to defeat them. But then they can also jump on you. You have enemies that throw bombs at you. You have flying bats that sort of dive into you, and all sorts of lasers that just keep shooting at you. And in the beginning, when you have really low life, it is quite difficult to avoid dying, I must say. But in the end, you actually gain a lot more health, and with the help of these pizzas you can stock up on, it actually does make things easier. And as well as the turtles, I mean, their abilities and their weapons, you feel a bit different when you use them. I think what's pretty funny about this game is that Donatello, for once, is not overpowered. I mean, his bow staff has always had this crazy reach, and that has always the player's choice for in most cases. Hey, in this game it's Michelangelo, so kudos Michelangelo, congratulations. I don't think there's much more to say about this game. It's a really great Game Boy game, and I definitely urge you guys to play it. You can probably find it very cheap right now, and if you do find it somewhere, me and Kevin, for example, found this new copy here just in a second-hand shop for 50 crowns. So, and that's about $5, I'd say. Really cool game, and you guys should play it. I'm so happy that I got to re-experience this game again, and just getting rid of childhood in myself again once more. I hope you guys can try it out. Really, it's on the same level of Turtles in Time, I'd say. But that's just my opinion, of course. You guys should try it out, especially if you love Metroidvania games or just Turtles in general. Anyways, guys, until next time, get gaming.